All right, well, thanks so much for joining us at Comic-Con.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
We are so excited. We're going to go back in time to Timeless. What was it about that project that drew you on board?
Oh my God, what didn't draw me on board? When I got the original outline for that script, I remember clearly, like, the PM slid this outline across his desk. I was on a different show, and he said, like, do you want to join this show? And I looked at it, and it was like Abraham Lincoln, assassination of Abraham Lincoln, Apollo, Josephine Baker. There was, like, you know, the American Revolution, and I was a younger decorator at that time, and I was being handed a big budget time travel show that a lot of more experienced decorators passed on because they thought it would be too much work. But for me, I was like, yes, I'm in, I'm so in, and it was amazing.
So obviously it took a lot of research.
So much.
But you have to balance, you want to be authentic, but you got to make it work for an audience and for filming. So what was that kind of struggle? Like, you have to have authenticity versus practicality.
Okay, so that's a great question, because obviously, like, you want to be authentic, but to, like, what point? And the budget can only support, like, so much. You can't, like, authentically make everything without a power drill, right?
Yeah.
So I had a researcher full time, and it's great because a lot of this stuff is, like, really well documented. But of course, a lot of things aren't documented in photos. There's only paintings or journals from the 1700s. So he would comb through all of that, and, like, you know, we would reference that with, like, furniture makers from, like, the 18th century, and yeah, and then we would just try and make it as affordable as possible, while it was still a very expensive show, to, like, you know, I definitely didn't use only silk drapery. I used polyester that looked like silk.
Yeah.
You know, like, you got to be realistic. We sewed all of our stuff with a sewing machine, not by hand. But you know, working with, like, the Lincoln Library and everything, like, they were really helpful, and they were able to send us, like, samples and pictures of, like, the actual textiles, that, like, the wallpaper in the room he died in.
Oh my gosh.
The drapery at the Ford Theater, like, there's, like, things that are archived there. And then I was able to work with Kravet, which is a American textile producer, and they, on the loom, they wove us the right color for, like, yeah, of like a gold velvet. They wove it in North Carolina, and then they sent it to us. It was so amazing.
That's incredible. All right, but I'm assuming that you had months and months and months to prep for every set. No, this is television. So you had to do all this research. What were the challenges of actually pulling this off? Because of a TV show, you don't have time.
No, it was crazy, actually.
But you got to get it right.
And I think we had 7 days prep for a 7-day episode, which is,
wow.
Yeah, that's like, so no, it was just go, 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 go. I had a massive office. I had a huge amount of buyers. I had a lot of resources, like 6 buyers, 50 set dressers, you know. And it was just like this machine that you just, like, kept going and going and moving and moving and moving. Yeah, it was, yeah, I think I didn't take a day off for months.
But it sounds like, as a set designer, when you have to do time travel, you have to get out of your comfort zone a little. Like, you might be, I'm only into this kind of thing, interest. Did that kind of help you broaden your horizons? Like, you know what, I got a different challenge each week, is opening my mind to different things.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's why I'm in this industry too, because, like, every site is different. You're not doing the same thing. Even if you're on, like, some boring procedural, you know, like, every crime scene can be different or whatever.
Yeah.
But in Timeless's case, everything was so different. You basically had to just, like, shelve that furniture, and now you're shopping for the 1960s, you know? And for me, the way my mind works, like, that was a dream show.
Now, we have a lot of students, I always like to talk the challenging one. Was there one episode or set that was especially challenging, but you're really proud, like, oh my God, I didn't know how we pulled it off, but I loved it in the end?
So, a few of them. I remember for the Apollo episode, which was the most expensive episode on the show, we did the control room, which wouldn't have been so bad if I had been able to rent from Woody's Electrical Props in LA, but they were closed due to a family emergency. And so I had to, in my 2-week prep, custom build all of the consoles for the Apollo, and they all had to be functioning.
Wow.
And that was a huge deal. And then also finding the tech. We shipped things from Atlanta, we shipped things, we brought things in from, like, random places we found on eBay. I think that was the hardest one, because it was just, like, so much that we had to build. And it's so well documented, it can't be close. It has to be perfect.
Yeah. Sounds like it was a good film school for you.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah,
It was
like
great.
that's film school.
I'm so grateful to those more experienced decorators who passed on the show because it would have been a headache for them, but it was a dream for me.
So jumping ahead, Nimrods.
Yes.
How do you think, well then, you gained a lot of experience. Now what then brought you to Nimrods and taking that experience to Nimrods?
Well, Nimrods is totally different vibe. It's a independent, lower budget, gritty movie produced by Green Day. And it's coming out in August, in a few weeks. I think Green Day's actually here promoting the film as well. Like they're throwing ice cream at the audience yesterday.
Always good.
Yeah, and it's a contemporary. Basically, it's a road trip movie of like a young punk band trying to make it in LA. And it's gritty and textured and layered. And of course, as I've worked longer in the industry, you just want to get better at your job. You want to get more into the character. You want to get more into the set, and the set breathes the character, right? Like lots of times I've had actors walk into a set and then they understand more about their character just from standing there. So that was from timeless to feature film is a different beast, right? Yeah, so with TV, it's quick and dirty, throw it in front of the camera, it better look good. But with a feature film, you got time, but it better look good, right? Everything is better look perfect because it's huge. Just you're not viewing it on your 50-inch or maybe 70-inch television.
So it must be really gratifying when you see the actor get the character.
Oh, it's so much.
Yeah, that moment, because they're not in front of a green screen, which I know actors hate.
Yes, yeah.
But now, I can breathe the set. Do you ever have a communication with the actors during the process? They'll say, oh, you know what? Well, this feels good, or is there something else we can do?
So I don't, my process is usually staying away from actors as much as possible.
I get that.
I know I don't really, I often don't collaborate with actors unless they are also the director.
Right, yeah.
But I do often get feedback from them, mostly always positive, basically always positive about the sets, or things disappear off the sets at the end of the show
well, that happens.
Into their houses,
Of course, that's going to happen. But we are at Comic-Con, so we want to know about your Comic-Con superhero set designer origin story. When did you know you wanted to do it?
My goodness. Well, I grew up in Edmonton, Alberta, which is so far away from film, so far away from anything. And I thought I wanted to be a photographer, and I thought I wanted to be a writer, but none of them quite worked out.
Yeah.
And then someone suggested cinematography to me, so I went into that first. And then I realized that you can have a great camera, you can have great script, you can have great action. If you have a bad script, if you have a bad set,
doesn't mean anything.
Your movie flops. The audience is not engaged.
No.
If you have a bad set, it doesn't matter how good your shot is, how good your lighting is, how good your script is. It takes everybody right out of the action. And then I started moving into set decoration and production design, and I was like, no, this is what I'm meant to do. And I never looked back.
But it sounds like, but even learning some cinematography helped you though,
to
understand what they need to do.
Yes.
And as part of the process. So you recommend that for even film students, don't necessarily learn the other craft too, just to have, because you can communicate better, learn the language.
Oh, absolutely. I think that everybody should try and learn a little bit of everyone's department, because you have to work together so closely, and you have to decorate a set that is shootable. If I, for instance, did an attic set, and I cluttered that whole attic up, and it was beautiful, and it was 100% decor. Well, where are you going to put the camera operator?
Right.
You got to take all that stuff out. You have to leave enough breathing room that you can shoot something so that you can fit the crew in. Or if you're shooting a hotel room, you got to build it a little bit bigger typically, so you can fit people in. You can shoot things to make it look smaller, but you can't make a too small set
and
bigger.
The actors also got to feel comfortable, so you got to worry about the camera, actors and lights, sound guy.
Yeah, sounds, absolutely. Well, for instance, with Timeless, the sound guy hated Mason Industries because it was all metal floor.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, can we put carpets down? And I was like, no. Sorry.